Our overall health is not just determined by our genes that is in our body. It is also determined by the microbes that is also inside us. Actually, there are 10 times more microbial cells in us than the number of cells we have. So they are important. So how important are these microorganisms or the microbiome in our body? So this is just a snapshot. There are many, many more publications on this. So it is known to protect the microbiome. The microorganisms on our body and in our body is supposed to protect babies' brains. It can make you slim. There is also indications that it affects diseases such as autism and diabetes and many more. Even Martha Stewart talks about 4 habits for a healthy gut. Now, do your own fecal transplants may not be the right thing to do. And FDA, rightly so, is working on monitoring something like that. But this is all, you need science to move forward. So what is gut feeling? What do we offer? We offer a way to monitor your gut microbiome and also connect it to your health and well-being. It is rapid, and also it is accurate and scientifically driven. To do this, you need to do metagenomics. How do you know what is in your gut? You have to do something, a technology called metagenomics. It is complex. I'm not going to say it is not complex. Trillions of bacteria in your gut. Each bacteria has approximately 5,000 genes. So trillions of bacteria, 5,000 genes. It is big data. So what we do is that for more than a decade, my group has been working on handling big data, next generation sequencing data, and other types of biological big data. And we have developed an algorithm which is really fast and can analyze this in less than 20 minutes, the sequence data, to provide a list of organisms in a sample or your gut. Because we can do this, we have been developing a knowledge base of what is in people's gut by age, sex, height, weight, and so on. So the knowledge base. So this is at our core. So we have a fast algorithm for big data analysis. We already have a prototype. We have been developing gut feeling knowledge base, which is a list of bacteria that is present and information about health, diet, and many other factors about the person from which the sample has been taken. So in this knowledge base, which can be mined to do many, many other things than the services we provide. We're going to talk about the service that we are planning on providing. It could be used by others, by scientists, and by others to build this ecosystem of information. It's quite simple. People will have a subscription-based model. Samples will be sent, and results will be given to the user with, of course, lots of information about what the results mean for that particular person, how does it match with the normal, and so on. This is our team. So Julie is a computer science graduate student at George Washington University, has been working in my group for more than 2 years. Krista, she has a background in biotechnology and business. She has also been working in my group for almost 2 years now. Hiroki, Children's Hospital, he's a principal investigator at Children's Hospital, has a lot of experience in Bacteroides, which is the key organism in our gut. So together, and myself, I have a background in microbiology, and I have been developing a project, a cloud-based project, in addition to this, which allows us to handle big data and do the analysis. Jill is our mentor for this competition, and also she's our I-Core mentor. So we already went through the I-Core bootcamp, and now we have applied to the National I-Core, and we have already interviewed, and we are in the process of going to the nationals, or working on that. So together, we form a great team. We have the passion, and we will talk about how we're going to do it. Krista?
Yes. So what do we offer? We have the fastest processing time in the world. Our algorithm takes 20 minutes, as opposed to our competitors, who take 3 or more days. So we have a faster turnaround time. Also, our knowledge base we're developing will allow us to provide recommendations to our clients. We're offering more options for greater accuracy. We are sequencing all 5,000 genes. Our competitors are only sequencing 1 gene. So there's a huge difference in the comprehensiveness of the results. Last, we're offering a competitive price model. We have a 1-year subscription-based product. All of our competitors are only offering a one-time sequencing. So we're looking for those longer-term clients. So here are the two main issues that we're trying to provide solutions for with our product. Many people would like to achieve a healthy lifestyle. How do you go about doing that? We are going to quantify this information. This will allow us to provide recommendations to clients so they can obtain a healthier lifestyle and lose weight faster. The other thing, chronic stomach issues or food allergies. There really isn't a current viable solution out there. So through our knowledge base, we're going to provide scientifically backed findings that will provide a better alternative solution for these clients.
In order to address those problems, we actually studied the market. So what's the market for us? So market is supplements, nutrition supplement, probiotics, weight loss market, and food allergy market. So for nutritional supplement sales, there is a projected 6% growth rate. And also there's a research done to show people who are taking supplements, they have better and healthier lifestyle with exercise, better diet, and more awareness for their health. As you can see on the bottom, the probiotics market size will be increasing $1.7 billion by 2019. And for the weight loss market size, it will be increasing to $586 billion by 2019 in global market. Not only we only studied, we actually went outside and talked to people. We also ran online survey to get from larger population. From our online survey, we could find the main age target, which is 20 to 49 years old. And there are 40 people who said they're taking supplements, and 62% of them, they're interested in purchasing our product. And also, those people we talked to, we found that if they have a stomach issue, they go to see a doctor. But they actually just get only temporary solution right now. And also, we could hear that if this device is scientifically proven, they're more likely to purchase it. So based on our customer interview, we are going to do marketing through website and metro region advertisement. Also, we are going to partner with GNC, Whole Foods, and Beachbody to target those customers as well. Now you see we are proposing two distinctive customer segments. For customer segment 1, for those people who are taking nutritional supplements or who's interested in weight loss. So what do they get out of our product? They can see the effect of the supplements, and also they can see the clear result of the diet and exercise effect. And customer segment 2 is based on customer segment 1. And for customer segment 2, we have chronic stomach, someone who has chronic stomach issues, food allergies, or autoimmune disease. For them, they're going to have the way to connect a certain bacteria in their gut and their pain or allergies.
So we're working with the office, the VP's Office of Industry Research and also the Entrepreneurship Office to protect our knowledge base. One of the things that's important to keep in mind is that the gut feeling algorithms are based on over a decade of work that Raja has put in developing the Hive, the high performance environment for doing next-gen sequencing. Now, there's a huge barrier here. And also, between the two of us, we have over 20 years of experience with microbiology and gut microorganisms. Our advantages, Julie and Krista have already alluded to some of these. Really, the key differentiator is our gene coverage. We're sequencing the entire genome of these organisms as opposed to just looking at 16 as one gene in these organisms. And our algorithm means turnaround time very, very fast. All of these other features are great products. The subscription model helps us reach out to our customers, keep them engaged over time. But really, this gene coverage means the other organisms or the other services, they stop at the genus level. So they can tell you that you've got E. coli in your gut. Great. But they can't tell you whether you've got E. coli that's harmful or harmless in there, or is it changing in levels. We're sequencing everything. We see all this. What we're planning to do over the next year? Well, already we've got funding to start sequencing our first small beta. And we're going to use that time, our first 100 people, to develop our pipelining, get our logistics in line, really make sure that they're stress tested and ready to go. We're implementing a customer relationship system process in right away because we are going to be working with customers. We want a subscription-based model. We need to make sure that this is robust, that customers get the information that we need, and that we can keep them engaged. We'll continue to look for funding. And we'll also be bringing on a marketing consultant to start developing plans for increased development and also open up additional channels. Year 2, start activating these channels, really work on quality assurance, make sure that we're delivering the kind of product that our customers are hoping for, and that there's bulletproof quality here. Continue improving the gut feeling knowledge base. Every day, new findings are coming out. We want to build this in, and this gets incorporated into our knowledge base. Year 3, we're ready to go to market.
As you can see, the sequencing cost will be dropped within the next few years. So we are providing $517 for now, but we are going to provide a much cheaper price for a quality service. And also, by year 2, we are giving $50, but we are going to get much valuable information from the 1,000 beta testers. And by year 5, we are going to get $570 million with 1 million clients. And this is overall how the money would be spent, and we're going to spend much of the money for the marketing.
So we're super excited to win first prize for the business competition. What are we going to do with this money? First, we'll formalize our business, and we'll develop a solid business plan. IP protection, this is our main barrier to entry, so we're going to protect our knowledge base. Iron out logistics and sequencing to develop our knowledge base.
So, I don't know if I'm cut off on time here, but remember, we've got people out there right now, overweight people, who are taking feces from skinny people and implanting it themselves with the hope that it's going to help them lose weight. We've got people taking vitamin pills, nutrition supplements, juicing, all of these things that affect our gut microbiome. But we have no way right now of measuring what's happening. If you can't measure it, you can't tell that you're making a change. And so what gut feeling does is give you this knowledge. It converts this kind of voodoo of, I think that this is going to help me be better, and give you some evidence, some science to really back this up and say you are taking the right measures to get some more control over your health. Thank you.
Two questions. One, have you thought about talking to HMOs and other health partners? Because to me, it sounds like that this is both a preventative measure for more serious issues. Also, weight loss is a big deal for costs in healthcare. And those folks also have venture arms that make investments.
So for the initial years, we are focusing on the first one, where we are going to direct marketing to individuals who are more interested in a product like this to monitor their gut health. We want to go clinical also, which can be used for clinical purposes, like you were saying, to hospitals, and that's where our knowledge base that we were talking about. We can go to hospitals, we can go to HMOs and so on to also bring them in. But the way we see this is that the two products, they play with each other, but the research and development required for the two, we will most probably do it. They will feed off each other, but they will be separate because they're completely different regulations that will guide us on one path versus the other path.
And my second question is, I didn't see in the presentation, how does somebody take the test and send it back?
So to keep
was
everything
not
in
mentioned.
12 minutes, we had a figure where we say, so the person takes fecal samples. They get a container via mail. The fecal samples are collected by the person, and then it is shipped to the sequencing center where it is analyzed, and the results are shipped back in or sent back in either directly via mail or through an application, a web-based or mobile-based application.
In that case, though, what is your advantage of being able to do the test in 20 minutes come into play if people have to mail it in anyway and the competitor takes 2-3 days to do it?
So that's a very good question. The way we envision this is that we will launch this product in particular areas. Initially, it will be in the DC metropolitan area, and we already have a company, CamTech, in place who is going to do the analysis, and the samples will be sent back through private couriers directly on a regular basis. So the samples goes in, gets analyzed, and the results are popped back in. So we believe that we will slowly grow, like we talk about, by tenfold, by slowly making growing this in high market areas. So DC, because we are here, obviously we want to start here, and then we want to move to other areas, and our market research will propose which are the areas that we will target.
Question. I realize that the microbiome changes over time, but My gut feeling is that people probably aren't going to pay a subscription for something like this. They're going to look at it more like 23andMe as kind of a one-off. And I'm really skeptical they're going to pay $500 a year for it. What gives you comfort from your customer development interviews that that's not so?
So, you want to answer that? Because
So there's a customers, when I did a customer interview, they pay about $300 for Fitbit with the additional service and everything. But that's only for one purchase thing. But they're willing to pay that in order to monitoring their health. And then we are providing for sequencing and then within multiple services. So if they're willing to pay for one purchase $300, and we are actually scientifically proven, and then we are providing much more service, and we are giving actually more accurate result than just Fitbit, because Fitbit only tracks down like how much you step and calorie, and then you can have much more, you can make a connection between them.
So you can imagine having something like, take your microbiome sample before Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, what's happened? And those kind of measurements happen as part of your subscription, and we can give you the trajectory and changes.
I like the inherent science aspect of what you're doing, and intuitively tells me there's a roadmap of discovery there, but I'm wondering near term, pragmatically speaking, if I'm going to be paying X for your services, I'm going to want to see some sort of outcome that makes sense uniquely to me. Can you point to a specific example that says, because of these 5,000 sequencing,
Sure.
this data point, the fast performance superlative, can you give an example of Johnny took our recommendation, because of it, he did, something happened?
So one of the things that you can see right away is if you're drinking wine, the fungus on those grape leaves, some of that DNA is still in your wine. You drink that, it's going to show up in your sequence, in your DNA. We can measure these kind of changes. In terms of health, so there's like, okay, you've eaten some wine, you had some cheese, you had some bread. These DNA are still coming in through your system. We can actually see that too. And then we can also see, we know that Bacteroides, the Firmicutes ratios, these things are shifting in such a way that is showing that you're making more fatty acids in your gut. It doesn't matter that you guys are all eating really, really healthy food. If your guts are pumping out fatty acids, guess where that goes? Right here. And so that sort of thing we can measure. And we can
So
see.
you'll be able to point to specific success stories in your marketing campaign that says X and Y and Z
Exactly.
happened as a result of our technology.
Our first 2 years, we have 100 the first year, 1,000 customers the second year. These people are subsidized. And those trajectory changes, those are the kind of things that we're going to be bringing from them back into this knowledge base.
And on top of that, there are 650 healthy gut microbiome data, which is in the public, well, it's not public, you have to apply for it, and we have applied for it, and we have gotten it to do our initial version 1 knowledge base already. We have actually started recruiting people through a collaboration with public health at GW for adding to the knowledge base. Any funds that we acquire, we already have funding through university and other funds for the initial year to do more sequencing, build up on the knowledge base. And with the prize money, we want to add to our sequencing, because that knowledge will be the key and which we will protect and raise value of our total product and the company.
So two questions. One, or I guess the first one is more of a comment. Obviously, IP is key here. It sounds like you've been working on this for 10 years. Excuse me, can you pull a microphone over to you, please? Thanks. Sure. IP is key. You guys have been working on this for 10 years. So one, what have you guys talked about, thought about, or where are you on the IP issue? Because I think that's pretty big when you talk about 5,000 versus one gene. And then secondly, just from a business standpoint, you guys have been working on it a while, 3 years to get to market. How do you do it quicker? I mean, how do you move this along faster? To me, it seems like a long time.
So the 3 years we have been working on a long time, but there are different modules which we didn't have time to explain. The big data analytics and all these things, there are separate things which has other things in cancer biology and a bunch of other things. This particular project, we're working for 2 years. We can go faster to the market depending on the investment. So as our knowledge base increases, if we can get more investment in to do more people, then we will be able to get to the market faster, and also it will allow us to also try to bring in profit. So we don't want to get to the market without doing that 100, 1,000. So we feel those need to be done, and that can be squished into a smaller time frame. If you can.
Yeah, if you can tell me, how we specifically acquire your customers?
So for the customer, to require customer, I plan to do so web marketing, and also I'm planning to make an advertisement on the metro region, because we think a lot of office workers, they have some stomach issues, but they don't know how to do that. So I think that would be a good target area. And also I'm going to contact the GNC, Whole Foods, and Beachbody, because those have a really heavy fan base. And then their concept and our concept are very matching. So I'm going to talk to them if they're willing to partner with us, so that way we can kind of, when they advertise their product, we can also advertise with them, so that way they have more recognition of in the market first.
I think Julie.
That's time.
Thank you.